you ever wondered why your Credit Karma scores are different than your other credit scores? Why is that? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm talking about, is your Credit Karma score accurate or not? And why your Credit Karma credit score is different from your Fico credit score. If you're interested, keep watching. Your credit score determines your credit worthiness. Did you know you can have multiple credit scores? Your scores are determined by a scoring model. Credit Karma uses the Vantage score model and Fico uses their Fico scoring model. There are many scoring models, but Fico is the most popular. Each scoring model has their own algorithms and ways that they calculate your score. So your Fico score is basically the industry standard. This is the score that lenders will look at, companies will look at to determine your credit worthiness. While the Vantage score is accurate, it just isn't widely used in the industry. So let's say you want to take out a loan or something. More than likely, they'll probably look at your Fico score over your Vantage score. Fico score was created by the Fair Isaac Corporation in the 1900s, so they have been around for a long time, which is probably why most people trust them and chooses their scores over others. So the Vantage score was created by the three major credit bureaus. They decided to create their own scoring model, and then the Vantage score was born. The Vantage scoring model was created in 2006, and this is the scoring model that Credit Karma uses. Be mindful that Credit Karma uses information from 2 out of the 3 major credit bureaus, where FICO uses all 3 of the major credit bureaus to determine your score. If you didn't know, the 3 credit bureaus are Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. So FICO, you need more so of a longer credit history to calculate your credit score, whereas the Vantage score from Credit Karma, you can have a shorter credit history for them to give you a credit score. So your Vantage score and your Fico score both use a range from 300 to 850, but the way they calculate it is a little different. One may give more weight in a certain area and the other one may give less weight. When it comes to calculating your credit score, Fico gives more weight to your payment history, and the Vantage score gives more weight to your total credit usage and balances. For Vantage score, most of your weight is determined by the age of your accounts, also the type of credit that you have, the percent of credit limit used as well. But one thing that the Vantage score and Fico score both hold high is payment history. Who really has time to figure out what scoring model someone is going to use to determine your credit worthiness? Fico score is a way for people to know whether they would get approved or not because they have a consistent model to go by, whereas if there are different scoring models out here and you never know which one someone is going to use, then that doesn't make the process easy, as opposed to if one scoring model is mostly used, it helps to streamline the process better. In my previous video about how to increase your credit score, I talk about what makes up a credit score, and I use information from the Fico scoring model to determine these calculations. The Vantage score scoring model has their own way that they calculate your credit score. So it's not the same as the one I mentioned, what makes up a credit score, because that was for Fico. Your Credit Karma score may be lower or higher than your Fico score. This can have its pros and cons. If your Credit Karma score is lower than your Fico score, you can see that you actually have more work to do. And if your Credit Karma score and your Fico score are around the same range and the same credit score, then that is a win-win. So I don't think any issues should arise between the differences between your Credit Karma score and your Fico score unless you are on the borderline of your credit score. So if you're just like points away from average and poor credit versus good and average credit, like there's a difference. Those points can definitely be significant if you're going in somewhere trying to get a loan. Let's say you're trying to get a house and your Credit Karma score say that you are all good, but your Fico score tells a different story. You thought your credit score was one thing and it was really another, because they are looking at your Fico scores, not your Credit Karma scores. I would say make sure to look at your Fico score since that is most used in the industry, but if you are on top of your credit, then you should be good across the board. Your credit score should be similar whether on Credit Karma or whether your Fico score. So if you're on top of it, then great. So I would say look more at your Fico score, but make sure your other scores are good as well. If you want to get your Fico score for free, because it's not free on myfico.com, they charge. I recommend Discover Credit Scorecard. I really like them. That's how I got my FICO score for free. That there are other ways as well. So Credit Karma, their scores are accurate. They just aren't used as much in the industry. Credit Karma still helps you get a general idea of your credit score, which is good. Always make sure you keep track of your credit score and you make sure you know what's going on. I would say if you are using Credit Karma, make sure you look at your FICO scores, because the worst thing is going into a dealership somewhere and you think your credit is one thing and it's actually another. And you go in there and they say, we can't help you because your credit score isn't where you thought it was. And you're just in there like, but Credit Karma told me. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. I also want to mention, in addition to there being different scoring models, which is one would be FICO, another would be the Vantage score that Credit Karma uses, there are also different versions of it. So it can be a Vantage score 2.0, a Vantage score 4.0. There are updates, there are changes, so definitely be mindful of that, because they can change the way that they calculate your scores, the algorithms. They can switch it up. I'm sharing what I know, but at the end of the day, you should do your own research when it comes to making decisions about your finances. Well, that's the end of this video. If you like this video and you found value in it, hit the like button. If you aren't subscribed already, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Credit scores. It's a lot of learning. Like, no one tells you this stuff. Like, in school, they should have definitely told me how to get your credit score for free, how to get your FICO score for free. Also, the fact that FICO scores, I thought that was your only credit score. I thought you only had one credit score and it was your FICO score. Who knew you have multiple credit scores and there's different models to calculate that credit score, but FICO is mostly used.